This right here is why basketball is more of a mental game of chess versus a physical game of rugby. You can't just maneuver on the court with no purpose, as it can lead to you looking out of place and break down your confidence. Although his teammate has the advantage as far as throwing the ball out to the left side, Bronny James has to be aware that Okogie is ready to go get the ball, so instead of throwing it out to the left, he should have floated it more over the top to Max. But since that doesn't happen, Bronny ends up throwing this lazy pass towards the left that gets intercepted, and now with your defense in scramble mode, all it takes is the offense getting one more player than the Lakers across half court to create havoc, and bam! Here you have a situation where Bronny or the big now have to shift over to stop the drive, and with the big choosing to slide over, it leaves open this wide open lob on the backside to gain momentum. Earlier in the same game, Bronny had the chance to initiate the fast break for his team, but right here is where he should have got the ball out of his hands and up the floor to LeBron in a quickness, because now you put the defense on their heels as no one can stop LeBron in the open floor, and let's hypothetically say LeBron was to catch and go straight down the middle, while both defenders would then collapse on him, which would open up a lob to Jackson Hayes. So yeah, sounds like a simple thing to do, right? Well actually it's not, because right here we see Bronny turn it over by trying to push it up himself rather than send it up the floor. Now just because we've analyzed some turnovers doesn't mean Bronny's all bad, because if you look right here, he has a couple decisions he can make off the screen. With two defenders waiting on him if he drives, it isn't the best option to go right into him. So here's where he can opt into a smooth pull-up before meeting the help defenders, or he can snake around the screen to get his man on his back. Well, Bronny chooses the latter, which is a good decision, but he doesn't slow it down enough to get the defender fully on his back and instead rushes to the spot, which results in a turnover. You can see that if Bronny stops right here and keeps his man behind him, then it now forces the big to either say, hey, I'm gonna step up and take away any shot Bronny takes, or I'm gonna step back and take away the lob. Either way, the defender's gonna make a decision that benefits the Lakers, but when you move too fast, you miss out on some cash. This same deficiency of not being able to read the game in a quicker manner goes into his scoring also, as right here, this isn't really the worst shot to be honest. But the thing is, this is Bronny's first and only shot of the game. So with him already having some nerves and having to adjust to the game, it's best that you get an easier bucket to drop in to get that confidence going. So like I said, this shot right here isn't the worst option, as his man did go under the screen and he has a lot of space. But to get even more rhythm and a better look at the rim, why not put the ball on the deck one time to go back the other way, since the defender's momentum is going back up the court, and not only do you gain even more separation, but you get an even more clean look shooting from here opposed to shooting over a closeout and LeBron who just set the screen. I truly don't want to sound like I'm harping on him or saying that he's a bad player or anything, but it's the small details, such as coming off the screen here. This should be a 1-2 into a pull-up, but instead you can see it's one step into a hop, which sort of delays everything, making the sequence less smooth. Now that's just one problem with it, but also when Bronny comes off the screen, he doesn't apply any pressure to make the backline defender make a decision. If Bronny would have came off the screen curling downhill instead of floating out to the right, it would make the big have to choose to step up or not, which opens up the two options we talked about earlier, with him being able to shoot it or hit the big on the roll. But once again, when those little things aren't polished, it can lead to many more issues. The best thing about all of this though is that Bronny's able to get wherever he wants on the floor, as he does have a great feel for the game. Right here, he understands the slice back door once Wiggins commits, so he can be right in position to get an easy one, and when receiving the kick out here, he knows not to go baseline, as the defender's momentum will be taking him that way, so the attack towards the right is the correct move, and instead of pushing all the way into the help defense down low, the seamless pull-up is straight money. But hey, just because you have a great feel doesn't mean you can process the game as quick as you need to in order to be a threat at the NBA level. Me personally, I never thought Bronny would be some amazing player in the first place, as I did look at him to be more of a defensive guard with a slight offensive burst. Preseason and Summer League only show you a little bit of how a player will actually look, and for Bronny James, I give him a C. When you get drafted late like he did and haven't played much at a high level, it's hard to really put any expectations on a player like this. Do I think he's a bust? No. Do I think he's going to add any value this year? Probably not much, if any. But if you look at the base of his game, you can see the potential he has and the way a team could build him up over the years. So I would truly say that Bronny James is a genius project. All upside, no downside, and when the king is in your corner, I don't see you losing out on your investment. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.